All right, tell us your name, your age, and the country you represent.
Hi, I'm Lauren Bird. I'm 41 from the United States.
And tell us the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships.
I started kayaking about 4 years ago after my deployment with Team River Runner and the Hargrove family, and that got me into boating. And with the World Cup in Columbus, Georgia, where I was living near Fort Benning, I started paddling, and it's been paddling ever since.
And how has your training evolved in the lead up to this championships?
Training is just having fun. So different places in the United States where I could have fun and be with friends and try to focus on that, and then whatever happens from there is just joy.
And what's going through your mind midway through a competition run?
Honestly, I just sing in my head most of the time. I try to find a song and then try to stay with the song while I'm out there.
And what's next for you after this event? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
I'm really excited to go to the Natural Games, so that's next, and then I will return stateside and just continue to give back into other people through Team River Runner and other community events.
All right, thank you, and good luck for the event.
Dites-nous votre nom, votre âge et le pays que vous représentez.
Je m'appelle Lenny, j'ai 17 ans et je cours pour la France.
Quel est le récit de votre parcours jusqu'au championnat du monde 2025 et qu'est-ce qui vous a amené à ce moment précis sur l'eau?
Donc ça fait 2 ans que je suis sélectionné en équipe de France et donc c'est ça qui m'a emmené jusqu'ici au championnat du monde.
Comment votre entraînement ou votre pratique de la pagaie ont-ils évolué avant ces championnats?
Donc dès ma sélection en équipe de France, j'ai intensifié mes entraînements afin de pouvoir faire des résultats ici à Plattling.
À quoi pensez-vous pendant une compétition?
Je pense beaucoup à mon run.
Quel est votre avenir après cet événement et avez-vous des objectifs ou des rêves à l'horizon?
Une fois que j'ai fini l'école, j'aimerais faire beaucoup plus de kayak afin de pouvoir un jour peut-être devenir champion du monde.
All right, what's your name, your age, and the country you're representing?
My name is Daniel Smith. I'm 17 years old and I'm from the USA.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
When I was younger, I started kayaking probably around 8 years old, and then got into the freestyle side of kayaking about 4 years ago. And then last year, I competed in the World Championships in the USA. I placed 18th in that, and then this year, tried out for the team again, made it, and now I'm here.
And how's your training or paddling evolved in the lead up to this World Championships?
Back at home, there isn't a whole lot of training to do unless you travel pretty far. So I've just been trying to get flat water tricks done, and then once you bring it here, it'll go in the hole.
What goes through your mind midway through a competition run?
Try to just focus on the next trick, because even if you mess up the trick you're doing at that moment, you always got the next one that you can get more points on.
And what's next for you after this event? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
Go back home, finish high school, go to college, play some lacrosse, and then just travel around, keep kayaking.
Oh, thanks for your time. I appreciate it and looking forward to seeing you on the water.
Yep.
Vale, dinos tu nombre, edad y país al que representas.
Hola, me llamo Serni, represento a España y tengo 17 años.
Muy bien.
Ay, 18, perdón.
¿Cuál es la historia detrás de tu trayectoria hasta el Campeonato Mundial de 2025? ¿Qué te trajo a este momento en el agua?
Pues simplemente empecé a remar a los 11, 12 años y me gustó mucho y entonces fui progresando con el slalom y luego me pasé al freestyle. Y el año pasado ya me clasifiqué para los europeos y este año he vuelto otra vez. Y aquí estamos.
¿Cómo ha evolucionado tu entrenamiento o tu forma de remar en la preparación para este campeonato?
Pues simplemente antes, un mes, 2 meses antes, había las competiciones de España, he entrenado para ellas y luego pues para el campeonato pues ya como todos, cada día aquí y entrenando duro prácticamente.
¿Qué pasa por tu cabeza durante la competición?
Pues durante la competición pasa por mi cabeza hacerlo bien y poca cosa más, disfrutar un poco, ya está.
¿Qué te depara el futuro después de este evento? ¿Tienes alguna meta o sueño en el horizonte?
Sinceramente no sé qué me depara el futuro y no tengo ninguna meta ni nada en concreto, así que de momento nada.
Ok, muchas gracias.
All right, what's your name, age, and the country you're representing?
Hi, I'm Yula, I'm from Germany, and I'm 17 years old.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
Well, when my brother started kayaking, I started as well, and I just continued doing it.
How has your training or paddling evolved in the lead up to this championships?
It has improved a lot, I would say. So because I'm spending so much time here, it makes it really fun. So I'm really looking forward.
Awesome. And what's going through your mind during a competition run?
Well, of course I'm nervous, but I try to be in the moment and just enjoy the competition.
And what's next for you after this event? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
Well, next year I'm a senior, so we'll look at that, but maybe this World Championships, like in the finals, would be great.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time. All right, tell us your name, your age, and the country you're representing.
I'm Sophie Mack and I'm 15 years old and I'm competing for Team GB.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
I started doing freestyle about 4 years ago, and I just really enjoyed it. It was a GB event. It was like getting juniors involved in freestyle, and I just really started to enjoy it. And this was like the first Worlds I could compete in, so it was just a really good opportunity to get into it.
How has your training or paddling evolved in the lead up to this championships?
I'd say I came here in Easter and trained, and then I've just been I've been working quite a lot with a lot of the GB coaches, and they've been really helpful into helping my paddling get better, in the last year or so.
And what's going through your mind during a competition run?
I'm trying, I feel like I mainly try and stay really relaxed. I feel like if I'm too stressed, I will rush. So trying to stay relaxed and remember all my tricks, remember to do how to do them. Yeah.
And what's next for you after this event? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
I think just having a really fun summer, having a really nice time paddling, doing maybe trying some new disciplines maybe.
Awesome, thanks for your time. All right, tell us your name, your age, and the country you're representing.
Hi, I'm Chloe Spears. I'm 17 years old and I'm representing Team USA.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
I started paddling about 4.5 years ago. I had a question with my stepdad, and he was like, do you want to do freestyle or do you want to do river running? And I was like, I want to do freestyle. So here I am now, here at the World Championships.
Awesome. And how has your training or paddling evolved in the lead up to this championships?
I think it's gotten really good. I've been paddling a lot and I'm super excited to be here.
And what goes through your mind during a competition run?
I don't know. It's just have fun, do your tricks, and go big.
And what's next for you after this event? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
After this event, I plan on to keep kayaking, and I want to join the Air Force, so that's my next dream.
Awesome. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, tell us your name, your age, and the country you're representing.
Hello, I'm Simon Ramaya and I come from Germany. I'm 11 years old and I'm from Plattling.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
I'm here because my brother has qualifiziert sich for the World Championships and yeah.
And how has your training or paddling evolved in the lead up to this championships?
It was good because Plattling is our home spot and yeah, then we can feel training.
And what goes through your mind during a competition run?
Just do it.
And any goals after this event or dreams on the horizon?
The German Championships and yeah.
Awesome, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
All right, tell us your name, your age, and the country you're representing.
Hi, my name is Noah. I'm 14 and I'm representing Norway.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
Well, I started kayaking when I was really young and my mom and dad always believed in me and now we're here.
And how has your training or paddling evolved in the lead up to these championships?
Well, I mean, paddling every single day here and I mean, getting better and better.
And what's going through your mind during a competition run?
Well, I always try and think ahead. So when I do one trick, I always think, what's the next trick I'm going to do? Just so I'm always mentally prepared.
And what's next for you after this event? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
Yeah, definitely. I want good results in upcoming competitions, both on big waves and in small holes.
All right, thanks for your time, Noah. Appreciate it. Tell us your name, your age, and what country you're representing.
My name's Alexandra Horn. I'm 33 years old and I'm from the United States of America.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
This is my first time competing in World Championships, so I tried out last year for the first time for our team, and here I am, just giving it a go.
And how has your training or paddling evolved in the lead up to these championships?
I've been watching a lot of really good paddlers, both here and on social media and YouTube, just trying to learn more tricks so I can be more competitive.
And what's going through your mind in your competition run?
So I just try to think about what tricks I can land and then link them together and just try to have the best ride possible, shake off any mistakes, and just have a lot of fun out there.
And what's next for you after this event? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
I want to keep competing in freestyle. I do a lot of different modalities of kayaking, but this is one that I really love, and I hope to take it a little bit further and go home and compete in nationals this fall.
Thanks for your time, Alex. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, tell us your name, your age, and the country you're representing.
My name is Matteo Kowalz. I'm 18 years old. I'm representing the United States.
What's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
Well, I've started kayaking when I was around 8 or 9 years old, and I started with mostly river running. And then back when I was probably around 11, 12, 13, 14, I think probably when I was 12 or 13, the Boise Whitewater Park back home in Idaho was put into place, and I got a freestyle kayak, and I lived close enough that I rode my bike with a trailer behind it, and I biked over almost every single day of the summer and kind of taught myself how to freestyle kayak. It started with obviously spins and shove-its and cartwheels, and then it turned into some bigger tricks like loops and spaces, lunars, McNasty's, etc. And over the years I've just really started to get more into freestyle. I was lucky enough, my first ever competition, I went to the CKS Paddle Fest in Buena Vista, Colorado, and met a bunch of people, and that's slowly how I got myself competing in freestyle kayaking.
And how's your training and the paddling evolved in the lead up to this championships?
Training for this competition has been a bit harder just because spring just kind of started for me, so I didn't have much kayaking all winter, so I really just kind of had to stay fit and strong. I took a fitness class back home in high school and stayed strong. I skied a lot, just kept myself active. And then as spring came, the water kind of came up and I was doing some more kayaking back home. But it was a lot harder to do kind of some of the more retentive hole tricks. So I was just practicing staying snappy, doing huge loops back home. And then I was fortunate enough to go to Colorado. But training-wise, just staying fit, practicing tricks, watching a lot of video, reaching out to other athletes, and asking for tips and tricks on how to do tricks better and stuff like that.
And what goes through your mind during a competition run?
During a competition run, it's all about staying calm, but also getting fired up, but not too fired up. I think about the tricks I want to do. I think about the feature, and I just trust myself. I have confidence in my tricks, and I just try to flow them together and go as big as I can.
And what's next after this event for you? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
After this, I'm going back home, enjoying the rest of my summer, and then I'm starting college. I want to become a nurse, and then I want to spend the rest of my life kayaking and skiing and being outside as much as I can.
All right, good luck to the event and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, what's your name, your age, and the country you represent?
My name is Mason Hargrove. I'm 22 years old and from the United States of America.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
I've been competing internationally since 2019. This will be my 4th World Championships. I'm super stoked. This year it's been a little bit different. I've been on the ICF committee, so helping out a lot with that. And then coaching a ton of the juniors, just getting them fired up for their first World Championships. And then figuring out how my world is going to go, trying to put my rides together. Been all over the place this year, just experience as much whitewater as I can.
And what's the training? Has your training or paddling evolved in the lead up to this competition?
Yeah, definitely so. I've been at a different kind of crossroads for this one. I'm taking a new technique for training this year, kind of not focusing so much on full rides, but more blocks and kind of figuring out what puzzle pieces fit together. This feature moves you laterally side to side a lot. So being able to say, I'm at this point in the feature, I'm going to do this set of tricks, then moving from there instead of having a planned full routine.
What actually goes through your mind during a competition run?
For my mind, during the competition run, I'm really just figuring out where am I at, what's going to get me the most points, but also what's going to keep me retained in the feature, because staying in the feature is the name of the game. If you're not in there, you can't score points. So really just trying to stay fluid in there and not force anything, because as soon as you start forcing, you're going to flush out the back.
And what's next for you after this event? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
Yeah, after this World Championships, head back to the States, kind of just travel around. But I want to keep progressing freestyle, keeping young people inside the sport, keep progressing that U23 age category, and keep them captivated within freestyle kayaking.
Thanks for your time and good luck for the event.
Thank you.
Bonjour. Dites-nous votre nom, votre âge et le pays que vous représentez.
Alors, je m'appelle Anaëlle, j'ai 16 ans et je cours pour la France à ce championnat du monde.
Quel est le récit de votre parcours jusqu'au championnat du monde 2025 et qu'est-ce qui vous a amené à ce moment précis sur l'eau?
C'est la 2e année que je suis en équipe de France et j'ai fait beaucoup d'entraînement pour ça.
Comment votre entraînement ou votre pratique de la pagaie ont-ils évolué avant ce championnat?
J'ai beaucoup intensifié mes entraînements, j'ai fait plusieurs stages de préparation pour améliorer mes figures et mes runs.
À quoi pensez-vous pendant une compétition?
À mes runs, mes placements et à bien respirer avant de passer.
Et quel est votre avenir après cet événement? Avez-vous des objectifs ou des rêves à l'horizon?
J'aimerais bien continuer le kayak le plus longtemps possible et à l'avenir, pourquoi pas avoir un titre ou faire de meilleurs résultats à l'international.
Bonne chance!
Merci!
All right, tell us your name, your age, and the country you're representing.
My name is Mason Smith. I'm 18 years old, representing the USA.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
Yeah, so let's just start from the beginning, I guess. I started kayaking when I was about, I'd say 9 years old, and then after just watching videos and stuff online, figured, hey, I want to do that. Started doing little competitions around the U.S., and then eventually made it to team trials, and luckily enough, made it onto the U.S. team, and now I'm here at the 2025 World Championships.
Okay, and how's your training and paddling evolved in the lead up to this competition?
For this competition, it's my first one in a hole for Worlds, so I really want to work on technique and trying to keep my tricks as straight as possible. So that's what I've been mainly focusing on.
And what goes through your mind during a competition run?
I just try to stay calm. I know there's a lot of pressure going on, but stay calm, have fun. That's the main reason I'm here. And I've seen that's helped me out a lot throughout some competitions and stuff, so yeah.
And what's next for you after the event? Any goals or dreams on the horizon?
I just want to keep kayaking, do what I love to do, see hopefully if I can get a job that allows me to do as much kayaking as I can and hopefully come to another world championship. So that's the goal after this.
All right, thanks for your help and looking forward to seeing you on the water.
Thank you.
All right, tell us your name, your age and the country you're representing.
So my name is Agata Saber Yakov. I come from Poland.
And your age?
And I'm 27 years old.
And what's the story behind your journey to the 2025 World Championships?
So actually the first freestyle kayaking competition ever that I took part in was here in Plattling in 2016. I believe it was a European Cup. This was the moment where I got really hooked in with kayaking in general, as back then I couldn't even roll, but it was a great introduction to the kayaking community. And after the Europeans last year in Graz, I just was left. I was left wanting for more, and I'm super glad to be here competing against the best female paddlers from the whole world.
And how has your training or paddling evolved in the lead up to this championships?
You mean like during the last time, or?
What have you been doing to get ready for this event?
Okay, so together with my partner, we run a whitewater kayak school, the European Whitewater School. We've been here already a few times this year and last year, including the camps that we ran for the World Cup last year. I have been joining all of the camps, getting involved with coaching, understanding the feature, also training myself during and after each of the camps. And I think the Europeans from last year in Graz have been a great part of my training journey.
And what goes through your mind during a competition run?
Breathe. So I mean, I use a lot of breathing techniques, both to get ready for the competition, to calm down my mind before the ride, to stay focused. And I believe the breath is kind of our gateway between the mind and our body. So I just try to stay focused on the breath and focus on my ride as well.
And what's next for you after this event? Any goals or dreams?
So for sure, my long-term goal would be to bring an input in the kayaking community, both through the European Whitewater School and all of the side projects that I and with my partner we do. And I always keep in mind the motto of Emily Jackson that people don't remember you for your achievements in the competition, but more for the way that you make them feel in the eddy. And I find it always really powerful, and I would say that this is my goal. Of course, keep improving, exploring, and developing my skills, but at the same time just being a person and bringing my personal input in the community.
Thanks for your time. Looking forward to seeing you on the water.